Quezon City, a bustling metropolis in the Philippines, has witnessed significant strides in the fight for women's rights and LGBTQIA+ equality. The Safe Spaces Act and Ordinance 2501 are notable examples of legislation aimed at combating gender-based sexual harassment. However, despite these legal frameworks, hate crimes and harassment continue to persist. A recent study by de Guzman et al. 2023, entitled Dangers of Catcalling, Exploring the Lived Experiences of Women Catcalled in Quezon City, explores the effectiveness of the Safe Spaces Act. The study employs qualitative research and found that catcalling continues to be rampant. The behavior is often perpetrated by strangers who lack awareness of its illegality and exploit power dynamics to harass others. Furthermore, it also found that many remain unaware of their rights or receive inadequate enforcement of anti-catcalling laws from authorities. Beyond legal frameworks, societal attitudes and misconceptions continue to hinder progress. As exemplified by Paula Adviento's experience, TAN 2021, LGBTQIA+ individuals often face societal pressures to conform to traditional gender roles and heteronormative expectations. Paula Adviento, a young lesbian from Quezon City, Philippines, suppressed her identity up until age 16 due to societal pressures and familial expectations. Coming out to her parents proved to be a daunting ordeal. Despite her academic achievements, her parents reacted with anger and disappointment. They viewed her sexual orientation as a betrayal of their expectations and a waste of their efforts. Even years later, they continued to express their disapproval and attempt to persuade her to change her orientation. Paula's journey as a femme lesbian has been marked by the weight of societal expectations and discrimination. She has encountered judgment and prejudice, particularly from those who adhere to the traditional gender roles and heteronormative ideals. She has had to educate others on the diversity of sexual orientations and challenge the narrow-minded perspectives that often accompany them. Paula's story is one of the many examples wherein LGBTQIA+ individuals try to overcompensate for their identity and conform to the traditional expectations, in an attempt to gain acceptance from familiar relationships and avoid further rejection.
Right now, studies regarding violence against queer people aren't as well studied, which is a pressing issue when we very much know the culture of homophobia in the Philippines and have politicians like Manny Pacquiao perpetuating these beliefs by comparing homosexuals to animals, and a court justice citing the Bible to spout homophobic beliefs even while in court of law. Gender-based sexual harassment as defined by the Safe Spaces Act is, but not limited to, things like unwanted remarks or catcalling, sexual comments, persistent sexual jokes, stalking, and the like.
An instance of this would be a 2019 article by Tupas which discusses the arrest of a transgender woman, Gretchen Custodio Diaz, in a mall restroom in Quezon City, Philippines.
Nalalatag. Anong policy po?
May utin ka pa rin, tandaan mo yan.
Bawal yan magbibigyo ka.
Custodio Diaz was using the women's restroom when she was confronted by a janitorial staff member. The situation escalated and Custodio Diaz was detained by police for 11 hours. This incident sparked outrage and highlighted the discrimination faced by transgender people in the Philippines. The article mentions that Custodio Diaz felt the need to use the women's restroom because it aligned with her gender identity. Her arrest sparked discussions about the lack of inclusivity for transgender individuals in public spaces.
Abused women, as expected, generally have poorer health than non-abused women, including psychological, most commonly PTSD and suicidal tendencies, sexual health where abused women may experience pregnancy-related complications and miscarriage, and general physical health problems like UTIs and chronic general skeletal-muscular pain.
Studies have found that violence against LGBTQIA+ people has severe and long-lasting impacts, including physical, mental, sexual, and reproductive health, and has a big negative impact on educational and economic opportunities. The ongoing fear and experiences of violence contribute to excessive stress in LGBTQIA+ populations, so-called minority stress. which has been linked to a range of negative physical and mental health outcomes. Queer people still face being abused and blatantly ignored, with the SOGIES bill still not being passed into law, even with major entities calling for its passage. Trans women are being killed, and their stories are purposefully hidden. We, Barangay Realness, urge for steps to be